Hey, I thought you might enjoy watching the game on this YouTube channel. At the same time, I was hoping you could learn something from some of the comments that I'll inject into the video. We've got a real mixture of experience levels on this team, and I think no matter what, as the season goes on, we're going to get it together more and more. In order to accelerate that process, I wanted to go ahead and just teach you some standard and universal rules of the game, especially for the people who haven't played before or haven't played organized hockey before. So I thought I would inject some comments to help speed along the learning curve so we can start winning some games and having even more fun. So let's go ahead and watch this game, and I'll try to interject when I think it's necessary. You see? Look at these guys running. Take your time. Okay, so as this play develops, you're going to notice that all four of our players are behind the goal line. The red right here. See? Count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, all in or around that goal. Not good. Do you see the three players? Okay, so that can't happen. You have to watch some of these the YouTube video that I put together, some playlists that you have to watch. Okay, there's this concept of protecting the house. Actually, when that ball is behind the net like that, it's not very dangerous, okay? The danger really is when that ball squirts out and there's a shooter left all alone, undefended, and can come in on the goalie. So no more chasing, no more bunching up, okay? This isn't kids hockey anymore, okay? Things are going to happen fast. That ball's going to move very, very fast. When everybody's chasing it, what's going to happen even when somebody gets the ball? There's going to be nobody to pass to if you keep bunching up like this. Okay, go ahead and count the number of players. We only have 4 players. You're going to see the same thing happen again. Ball goes behind the net. We send 3 players behind the net to go get the ball. That can happen. Ready? Here they go. 1, 2, 3. Look at that's 4 of the opposing players. Okay, this guy gets it. Luckily. 17 goes ahead and takes that guy out. Good job, Tommy. Now, I'm going to stop it right here. I want everybody to notice how those two defensemen are actually looking at the ball on the sideboards, and they do not take any time out. Just a quick glance over the shoulder is all I'm asking for to see where the other players are, okay? As defensemen, you have to make sure you're counting heads of the other team. You got to know where they are because they're going to sneak behind you, and they're going to be waiting to get that ball that gets coughed up on that sideboard. Okay, so there's no more of that. You got to make sure you're looking around and making sure that there's nobody behind you. This is unbelievable. Somebody actually spears our goaltender, and the ref sees it. Doesn't even call it. Unbelievable. I'm going to freeze it right here. You're going to watch how our two defensemen let this guy Wiener get right between them and right in front of the goalie, and nobody covers him, okay? Just this is what I was talking about before. The defensemen have to have their heads on swivels, and they have to know where all the guys are. This guy, number 6, is standing right in front of our goaltender, and the idea is all you have to do is get a stick on this guy. I want the defenseman to be getting right up next to this number 6 guy and making sure that they're taking his stick out of play, okay? So defenseman, you're playing the body and not the ball. These guys are looking at the ball instead of looking at this body. Watch how it develops. I'm going to freeze it right here. This defenseman does a great job of not playing the ball. He knows to go ahead and take the guy's stick out of play. So he's playing the guy's stick and his body and not really playing the ball. This is great execution right here. Take a look. No solid shot on net. This is the way it's done right here, kids. In the next play in our zone, I hope everybody's going to be in shock as, again, all 4 of our players wind up behind our own net. Here we go. Count them as they're running. 1, 2, 3, 4. And they're all basically behind the net. A better team is going to score on us. No problem. Just like that guy in that left face-off circle. Oh, here we go. Here's the guy. Oh, he scores. You see exactly what I told you was going to happen. The defenseman not looking behind them to see if there is a guy behind them. And the guy is left all alone and deposits the ball in our net. Okay? So hopefully this doesn't happen next week. And everything will be good. Okay, I'm going to stop it right here. You're going to see our defenseman get the ball, and he's going to have no real pressure on him. And so what I want the defenseman to do is to take an extra look. I want if there's no pressure being applied to you, then take a look up and either think about carrying the ball out or look up and make a solid pass, okay? This defenseman actually could have passed it up the right wing, and it would have sprung tie on that right wing. But instead, he throws the ball all the way into the left corner where most everybody is hanging out. So he had that right wing open. So next time I'd like to see him just take a little more time. So defense, it's not amateur hour out there anymore, okay? Let's look up ice and let's see about making some plays out of our own end. And what does that say for the offenseman? For the when you guys are pressuring the defense, that's what I want. Okay, offenseman, you got to be pressuring the defenseman, the opposing team's defenseman. Okay, this way they cough up the puck. Okay, so more pressure. I know we didn't have a whole lot of guys this game, but when we get fresh legs out there, I want you pressuring the other defenseman and the other team to be making mistakes. Just turn to your forehand, and you would have had tie breaking up that right wing. Number one, this is really, really good execution in the front of the net by this defenseman, okay? Making sure he has his stick, okay? The defenseman is playing the man, playing the body, okay? Again, and look at much better position here. We have one guy forechecking this number 6 Wiener guy again, and you could see we have 4 players, okay? So this is a much better defensive sequence for us. Okay, you see 4 guys playing and minding the house. Okay, so there's going to be this concept of protecting the house. Ball gets into our house, and we are there to clear it away. Okay, we're keeping all the other players out of our house. Okay, so the ball comes through the slot area, and we just clear it away. It's a great play. It's like you guys are learning on the fly, okay? There are 2 of our players, 2 if not 3 of our players, look around to make sure that they're counting bodies, okay? Maybe you guys are just getting tired and you can't all run into the corners anymore, but you guys are setting up much better, okay? Again, protecting the house, okay? So it kind of happens naturally here. It's a great play. Watch. Okay, so after the great save by the goalie, we're going to set up here for a face-off. Number one, the big mistake that I didn't catch during the game was our guy sets up on the wrong side. There's no reason for that right wing to be over by the boards because, as you can see, what's going to happen. So our right wing actually has to be in front of the goalie. So there's always two guys standing in the slot, okay? So we would want to see one of our players, that right wing, actually should be setting up right behind that number 10 guy. So instead of one of our players rushing the guy who's going to wind up winning, receiving the ball after the faceoff and getting a clean shot, we could have had that blocked, okay? Or at least the guy would not have gotten a clean shot off, or somebody could have blocked it. So this guy wins it clean and winds up having a great shot on net here. So that shot never happens if we set up right, okay, guys? So we're about to make the same mistake once again. Let's see what happens. Luckily, we wind up winning it, and then... Okay, guys, we get a penalty here. You're not allowed to close your hand over the ball, okay? You're allowed to slap it to yourself only. You're not allowed to slap it to another player. That's a hand pass. We did that, and this has to set up like a football play, okay, guys? The lineup, the way it goes is defenseman, center, defenseman, with a forward standing right where number 34 is standing, okay, or even up a little further, okay? The center has to try to win the face-off back, okay? Does not want this ball to go forward. As you'll see in this play, they get a clean shot off, okay? So their winger blocks our guy out, and they get a clean shot off. So, again, the setup has to be defenseman, center, defenseman, with the winger ready to take the one face-off. They got to win. The center has to win the face-off back to the winger, and the winger is going to clear the puck out of there, okay? That's what's supposed to happen. Good job here, number 34. See how you're looking around? I like it a lot. Who can guess what I'm going to talk about right now? You can basically see three uncontested players surrounding the goaltender, okay? A little late help here by one of our players, but we're way out of position here, okay? I think that's Utah. Ideally, we got to be looking around, okay? This is an automatic goal if this ball squirts through to these three red guys. It can't happen. Okay, you got to look around. Remember, you got to play the man. You got to play the men. Play the man in a defensive zone as much as possible, especially on a penalty kill. That's an awesome save. And way to cover number 10 coming in on the goal. Okay, good play there. This is a much better alignment. Way to go. See how number 12 is in my position. This is the way it should be set up, okay? That center has to try to win that puck back, okay? That's the job of the center in this defensive zone most of the time. This forward gets an excellent chance to burn this defenseman at the red line, okay? One of the videos that I asked you to watch on the playlist was how to deke other players, and one of the moves was to hit the ball up against the boards and then run around the guy, okay? Instead, this player decides to try to run right through this other player, and it just doesn't work. So you got to watch that video on how to deke other players and use the boards on how to do it. Great deke coming up right through the legs, and then he runs around, okay? That's on one of the playlists, and you get a great shot off. That was a great effort. Ty is like my through the legs deep guy. Really, really good. This is where the center wants to win it back, okay? So let's see what happens. The other team does a nice job of nudging or using their weight to get James off the ball, okay? So notice how this player that does not use his elbows to knock James off the puck, but he does nudge and push him off the puck, and it's not called. But if you stick your elbow out and try to knock him down, they're going to call that, okay? So watch carefully. Okay, the ball is in the offensive zone here. Okay, then the ball actually winds up squirting out okay? And you have to realize where the offsides are, okay? So you guys are going to get that, but it's the center line, okay? I need you guys, once that ball crosses that line, I need you out of that opposing zone. We got to hustle out, okay? I know it was a little hard this game, but when we have more players, I need you hustling out of that zone. Be very, very mindful where that ball is. So here we are again. It's up to the center to make sure that all the players are in the right position, okay? So again, it goes defenseman, center, defenseman. And then number 34, he started off in a corner, okay? He can't be in a corner. He's got to be way, way over. He's got to shade over somewhere between where the center is and where the other defenseman is. So basically, he's got to be in that like 4 o'clock position, okay? 4 or 5 o'clock. Right on that line, right on that face-off circle line. You can see how long it takes number 34 to get into the play, okay? So that's why he's got to be up a bit. Too many people at the doorstep here. At number 9 almost gets a clean shot. Look at that number 17 guy just hanging out there, okay? So just be mindful. I know we're trying to throw a penalty here, but you got to be mindful. Our defenseman is playing this guy pretty nicely in the crease area, okay? So he's got him, just about got him. So he does get in the play a bit, but overall, we've done pretty nicely. That's the way you want to play it, guys, okay? Get on that guy, and if that ball comes near him, then you give him a nudge or give his stick a nudge. And then slowly push him out of the play without being too aggressive. You want to be aggressive, but you don't want to get the call. By now, you should know what the face-off setup should look like, and we did it wrong there once again. So we'll square it up the next time. Good use of the foot there. I find that a lot of players don't use the feet as much as they could. Wow, that's a great chance on that right wing. Way to run down there and go get it, Ty. This is where the defenseman should be looking behind him, making sure there's nobody behind him. Look at this guy sneaking behind him. See, that's not good. Okay, so we gotta start looking behind us. Oh no! Try not to pass it in the middle of the slot there. Okay, so carry it out if you have to. Stick handle it out. Make a solid pass. But you can't go out the center. And just so you know, guys, the way to avoid icing the puck is to get it to that blue line. If you can get it to the blue line and whack it deep, then it will not be icing. Okay, so try to remember that, defenseman and offenseman. Okay, get it past that blue line, and then you can give it a good ride down into the other end, and it's not just a bad break to there. So I'm sure that won't happen very much. Okay, remember what I said about the elbow, right? If you keep your elbow, you got to keep your elbows in. You can't just crush a guy because you can, okay? So you got to keep the elbows in. It's okay to use your weight. It's okay to use your waist. Okay to use your shoulders a bit. But they'll call you. You stick out that elbow, stick out that knee, stick out the hip a little too much, they're going to call you. So it's okay to play aggressive. You don't want to get the calls. You can see how this number 22 guy just drifts right in to our house, okay? And he's parking himself, and that ball squirts the other way. He just deposits it in on there, okay? Unfortunately, the reinforcements arrive late, okay? That could have easily been a goal. A better team, that's a goal, guys. Let's check out the defensive alignment. This is more like it. This is perfect, actually. I know it's really late in the game here, guys, and you're tired, but we have to find a way to rush that guy who gets the ball in his deep slot. This guy's been shooting there all day long. So if the faceoff looks like it's going to be lost, then we need one player. We have to designate one player to go ahead and rush the guy at the point or in that deep slot, okay? And the center has to concentrate on winning that ball back. Okay, so you win the ball back more often than not in the defensive zone. Okay, I'm going to stop it again, okay? Again, we're going to make the same common mistake where we put 3 players behind the goal line here. You're going to see just about a disaster happen where there's basically 2 guys left alone in front of the net. Any other game, this is a goal, okay? This is an absolute disaster right here, okay? So a better team, this is definitely a goal, guys. Your homework is to watch the playlists that I put together for you guys, and you'll learn exactly what the right thing to do is. Okay, you're going to see this guy sneak in. 2 guys sneak in behind, and they wind up getting a shot on the post. Luckily, if that ball doesn't spring out, if it springs out to the left wing area, then it's a goal. Those 2 guys were just waiting on the doorstep, okay? So you guys got to have your head on a swivel and follow these guys in. Everybody's looking at the ball, and nobody is trying to count the heads of the other players. Okay, so you have to become way more defensive-minded. This game could have easily been more like 5-1 or 6-1. There you go. That's what you got to do. You got to win that face-off back. Okay. So this player has a very important decision to make, where he knows he's on a power play. He knows he has to get the ball out of the zone. And so he's got to try to find a lane to get this ball down the other end. So he's got two choices. He could try to go down the left boards, but there's a heck of a lot of people over there. Chances of not getting through are very, very low. He can pass it. He's got a small opening to try to hit our bench and try to ricochet it up the boards, up the right boards, okay? Or he could just take his time, get the ball to his backhand, and just go behind our net. The net will serve as some protection, and then he has a little more time to watch the ice, watch the deck, watch the ice open up, and then he could just take a nice, strong slap shot up the up ice to get rid of the ball. Okay, so but unfortunately he makes the wrong decision and passes it weakly through our slot. And again, a better team, better players. This is just basically putting it's just serving up a softball for them to hit in our net. Okay, so watch what happens. See how James recognizes, number 66 recognizes that number 77 is all alone, okay? Then he's in the right kind of position to just take the ball away and get rid of that threat. That's what I want to see more, okay? Realizing that there's somebody parked alone in front of our net, okay? Become much more aware of it. Good pass there, okay? Way to use the boards to go right around that guy. That's what you want. Go ahead and look at those playlists, guys, okay? I'm going to slowly show you some videos of a guy who really knows his stuff as far as hockey goes, and he's going to be able to teach you guys how to deke players and goalies. Okay. This guy really sprints down, end of the game. I don't know how he's got the gas. Look at the two trailers, okay? So when we have more guys, we have to make sure that we're getting down and into our own end and covering these guys who are going to trail behind the play. And go ahead, I'm watching the jawing, okay, with the goalie, okay? You guys got to learn to protect your goalie. So if your goalie is drawing with the other team, you kind of have to get in there and protect your goal, okay? Way to look up, okay? See how the defenseman looks up the ice to see where he's going to go with that ball. Very important, okay? Look up, see where you're going to pass it before you get into the corner. Okay, goalie going off. If we get into another situation like this where we pull the goalie, I don't know whether there's a penalty on that. This guy can't hang out, okay? You got to push up, you got to pinch up, you got to get up to that red line and keep the ball in the offensive zone, okay? So I don't know exactly what happened there, but I thought one of the mistakes we made at the end of the game was the guy who was hanging back. Really, the reason why you pull the goalie is so you can apply pressure to the other team. And so you want to do everything you can to keep that ball in the red, over the red line. So it's really a matter of pushing and keeping that ball in the red line with great determination. So the idea is not to hang back and protect the net. The idea is to avoid too many men on the ice. Okay, see how that guy leaves the bench too early? We got yelled at by the ref during one point in the game. You guys were leaving the bench a little too early. So basically the switch has to be made closer to the boards, okay? Closer to the boards. Otherwise, it will be a too many men on the ice penalty. We did a much better job of keeping the ball in that red line, okay, over that red line, okay? So no real protection of the net, which is the idea. So it was a good game, guys. You guys did really well. So I think some undisciplined penalties cost us, but I think there's a real future here. So especially if you guys keep listening, keep learning. And my strong advice is to you please watch those videos on that I put together, those playlists, and I don't think you'll be disappointed at all.